As the squad heads toward the boardwalk, they cut through the Tunnel of Love, which reminds Harley of the Joker, and we flash back to Arkham. We see a session with Harley trying to be professional, but it's clear that she's being charmed by the Joker. She tries to ask him questions and make progress, but he turns around and says that he'll only share with her if she shares with him. He then begins to tailor his responses to fit with what she's already told him, and he treats it very intimately, like he's on a date. Harley opens up about herself, and when the Joker finally feels like he has her, he asks for a gun so he can escape. We see Harley begin to fall under the Joker's influence. We see how he's able to get her to do whatever he wants. Back in the present, we see Harley begin to realize that the Joker did just use her from the very beginning. They're walking through the freak show when Slipknot asks if they're really just going to do what they're told and get thrown back in jail. Diablo says the nanobombs don't give them much choice. Like in the original, Boomerang dismisses the bomb story and says that it's all mind games. He makes a compelling enough case that Slipknot makes a break for it. We then see Amanda Waller back at HQ, looking at a satellite image of them. We realize that she can see every move they make. Unfortunately, the sound of the explosion is heard by a group of clowns and they attack the squad. And instead of Deadshot just standing there killing everybody, we finally get to see all of them use their abilities. Boomerang uses some boomerangs that explode, some that split into shrapnel, some that go around corners. We see Croc use his superhuman, yes, superhuman strength to throw guys around, and even Harley holds her own. While they're still not fighting as a team, at the very least, they're not getting in each other's way. Finally, Croc grabs a big guy and rips his throat out right in front of Boomerang. Croc asks if he's got a problem, and Boomerang just says that he's glad that Croc is on their side. It's a small compliment, but we see that to Croc, any kind of respect really means something. The only person who doesn't fight is Diablo, and the scene goes the same as it did in the released movie, with the team berating him for not using his powers, and Diablo saying that it's better if he doesn't. While they're talking, Boomerang is stealing one of the clown's wallets. He notices that the clown has a driver's license and a picture of his family. They all think that's weird and check the others. The squad realizes that under their costumes, all the clowns are actually the construction workers, figuring that the guards Harley didn't know were workers too. Suddenly, the realization that they just killed about 20 innocent hostages sets in. And they're sure that they'll get blamed for it. After all, that's what they're there for. Then Croc wonders out loud how the Joker could have gotten the hostages to fight for him. Harley says that he's very persuasive. We then flash back to the Joker breaking out of Arkham and deciding to torture Harley.
What do we have here?
I did everything you said. I helped you.
No. You left me in a black hole of rage and confusion.
What are you gonna do? You gonna kill me, Mr. J?
Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
That, juxtaposed with the remorseful tone of the clown massacre, the Joker's treatment of her is especially bad. And now that she's out of his control, Harley is getting some perspective on everything the Joker has done to her. The squad finally makes their way to the boardwalk. Turns out Harley was right, and they find the crates, but unfortunately, they're empty. She reads the label and recognizes part of the chemical code. She says that the doctors at Arkham used a version of it to calm their patients. For a little while, they would do whatever the doctors said. Then Deadshot finds a tag that says the gas was made by Argus. But before that sinks in, they hear laughter. Outside, the Joker's waiting for them and orders his goons to open fire. The squad takes cover, but they're pinned down. Deadshot tells Diablo that he's the only one who can save them, but he still refuses to use his powers. Finally, he opens up and burns a path for them to escape. Shot up and defeated, they hide in one of the eateries. They realize that they were sent in instead of soldiers because they're cleaning up Argus's mess. and if they don't deliver, they'll be blamed for everything. So they find some booze and drown their sorrows. Harley offers Boomerang something, but he pulls out a beer and says that he's got it covered. Croc notices the brand and says that it's his favorite. He thinks for a minute and offers him one of his beers. Then they just sit back and enjoy. After that, the scene plays out like it did in the original, because despite all of the released version's problems, the bar scene had some really good characterization. Diablo reveals that he doesn't use his powers because he used them to kill his family. But his remorse is cut short by Harley, who gets really angry at him. She starts ripping into him for hurting people whose only mistake was loving him, for not caring what happens to anyone but himself. She says that he just uses people and throws them away. At this point, everyone realizes that Harley isn't really mad at Diablo. Deadshot speaks up and tells them that, right now, all they have is each other. And if they don't watch each other's backs, they won't make it out alive. Everyone's on board but Diablo. Fresh off his confession about his family, he's more convinced than ever not to use his powers. Boomerang, of all people, tells him that he has done some horrible things with his powers, but he also saved their lives with them too. So he has to decide if he's going to control it or let it control him. Realizing that the Joker is going to use the gas on the city, and by extension his daughter, Deadshot finally takes the lead and comes up with a plan for the team to kick the Joker's ass. Harley says the Joker will definitely be in the funhouse. The squad gets there and sees him preparing to launch rockets loaded with the gas. The squad attacks, but unlike when they were getting into the park, the team is now one cohesive unit. All of them work together, and we see how all of their abilities complement each other. During the fight, Croc sees Boomerang in trouble and saves his life. While the squad works their way through his goons, the Joker launches the gas. The missile explodes into a huge cloud, and the wind carries it toward the city. Diablo steps up and tries to burn the gas away. Burning hotter than he ever has before, he morphs into his tribal form. He completely burns himself out, incinerating the gas, and eventually falls over dead. While Diablo was sacrificing his life to save the city, the Joker used the commotion to escape. But since she's seen him use that tactic before, Harley goes after him on her own. She gets him to stop and tells him that she's sorry for messing up his surprise. Harley says that she had to convince everyone that she hated him in order to find her way back to him. She tells the Joker that she loves him. Then he gives his speech about being an idea rather than someone who is loved. He then begins to manipulate her again with all the sweet talk he used in Arkham. Horribly, we see the Joker begin to regain the control he had over Harley as she shuffles towards him. We then see Waller back at HQ, and that she's been watching the whole conversation. Harley hugs the Joker and he says that if she wasn't so crazy, he'd think she was insane. Just as Waller reaches out to detonate Harley's nanobomb and kill them both, Harley says that she was crazy for him. But not anymore. She then snatches the gun out of his coat and whips him unconscious. A very surprised Waller calls in Flag to round up the squad. She shows up to congratulate them, and that's when they negotiate with her for the things that they want.
I think you would be nice.
Thank you.
Nah, that's not enough. I'm seeing my daughter.
Oh, an espresso machine.
BET.
Any other requests?
Sometime later, we see that they've gotten it. Deadshot is able to see his daughter. Croc finally gets a good meal. And the guard outside Boomerang's cell from the beginning gives him a little company. Finally, we see Harley in her cell, sipping espresso from her new machine and reading Getting Over Your Ex. She hears a crunch under her mattress and finds a rose with a tag that says, "Get better soon, Mr. J." With an uncertain look, Harley reaches out to pick it up, but gets pricked by one of the thorns, and we hear the echo of the Joker's laugh, leaving Harley's feelings for him uncertain. So, That's how I would fix 2016's Suicide Squad. Are there any movies that you think are in need of repair? If so, email me at the link down below or post a comment. And remember to click like and subscribe if you want to see more movies get fixed. Until next time, I'm Mr. Fix-It for Fix the Flick.